Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Menta ka sengi kala de ka sengi ka ba Shipo ka ba ki samla Pule jong ka school ba North Eastern Hills University kila penlong ye ka jing ki ne ka ba shong sha thangan ka ba khlembu por kom shi benta ban dawa ye ka hok halor ka jing weng kam ni ki arngut ki bre ki ba thung sop som the vice chancellor jong ka school ba Nehu professor Prabha Shankar Shukla ki ba kinthop your registrar ba deputy registrar ba ka jo ka por la dawaru ye VC ba unhiar shukino namar ka jing phel jong u ban penurlong ye ki jing dawa bat ruban pej halor ka jing e jong ki samla Pule haba kren ne ka skin ka general secretary jong ka Nehusu samla Tony ho s kharsati ula pente bo vice chancellor jong ka school ba Nehu la shim shuti ne ka kam bat kum ka seng jong ki samla Pule ka la penrem jor halor ka jing le jong VC u ba khlem da phai khman shi ki jing dawa ki ba ki Khynnah kila dawa bat ru khlem da pej tikna ye ka jaka Pule Ula pente bru bakat kumga ministry jong katrat puri puthi ka sarkar India kala penmi eko hukum ka ba manhnin ka singi ka khat saw tarik unai wing ka ba hagamat ka ba saw ka kadaw shai halor ka jing bam shim khia bat kit khle jong vice chancellor jong ka school ba Nehu UPS Shukla but general secretary jong ka Nehusu ula pente bru ba vice chancellor ha ka jaka ba unwan pej ni ngap ki jing dawa jong ki Khynnah Pule ka school ba Henry Penban ula lej banyadan benta ka weni ki program jong ka weipat ka school ba hapo ka jilla Shishu na kalyang samla Tony ho la pente pru bakum ka seng Nehusu kanam sange ban penlong ye ka jing yakhi kalado ba jing dawa ban weng ya vice chancellor kimpat orlong balula pente pru bagi Khynnah Pule hi dalai lei kinam pediang ye ka jing tmu jong ka ministry ban pha ye ki argut ki bre ki ban shina ye ka committee ka ban khle bat pej ye ki kinrum kinram ki ba jia hapo ka school ba Nehu menta Nalor ka taon ni samla Pule la pente pru Namarba, UVC bamenta jong Nehu la shimshiti kumta la pen khamti ho professor Saha ban shimti kumu acting vice chancellor jong school ba Nehu ban kaliang ka seng ka pediang ye ka rai bat la pente bru ba kum bakalong menta ki Nongïalam ba khmat jong Nehusu ki bakintup yo president ki dang don ha pen ka jing sha sumar ha ki hospital na ka daw ka jing trot sabapalat jong ka med baru na kaliang president jong Nehusu la pha yo kurwo ki para samla ba Pule ha school ba Nehu bakinyai beteng ye ka Yakhi karado bikin layo ya ka hong
towards this noble cause of ours. So today I stand here as the General Secretary of Nehusu to give a very important announcement, especially with regards to the news that has came up whereby the incumbent Vice Chancellor Professor Shukla has taken leave from this university. I believe all of you must be aware by now that the Vice Chancellor, the absconding Vice Chancellor, now has officially taken leave. So from the Student Union side, we completely understand that it is all and totally an act of nonsense from the Vice Chancellor, not at all giving attention, the due attention which the Student Union, which this university requires the most, especially at this time of crisis. However, one important point that I would like to put forth before you all is that you must be knowing that the Ministry of Education has issued an order yesterday. Now, if you read that order, point number 4 of the order has clearly, in a very clear and categorical terms, have mentioned the unresponsiveness and unresponsive behavior of the Vice Chancellor. So this clearly shows that this 2-member committee that is being formed by the Ministry of Education will probe into all these irregularities that is being mentioned under those 4 points. Now, if one of the point talks about the unresponsiveness behavior of the Vice Chancellor, it means that even Vice Chancellor is also one of the party that is under scrutiny. However, this act of the Vice Chancellor taking himself leave, it is showing something that he is beyond even the ministry as well. Instead, the order should have been directed by the ministry, asking the Vice Chancellor to be on leave, reasons being he is under scrutiny. But this act of the Vice Chancellor is complete nonsense. He has not at all adhered to the directions that is being given by the ministry as well. Instead, he is doing his own whims and wishes. For a matter of fact, today, the Vice Chancellor was supposed to go to a program in NLU Meghalaya. The absconding Vice Chancellor, he does not have time to come in our university to address our issues, but he is so proactive to go and attend programs in other university. And now that he has given an official notice, an official letter that he is on leave, this shows that how incompetent, how irresponsible he is towards our university, towards our community. On the union side, we would want to make it very clear to you all that we are not stepping down. We will be continuing with this hunger strike because our demand, that is the removal of the Vice Chancellor, has still not yet achieved. Him leaving this university, that is not our main agenda or our main concern. Our main concern is how he leaves this university. The way the Vice Chancellor has portrayed himself, taking leave as if there is no false play from his part. Is it really the case? Is it really the case? We all know what this person has done, what this person did to the university. Now on top of that, him taking an earned leave, EL leave, despite the ministry issuing an order that they will be sending a 2-member committee, is something that the student union cannot digest, that the student union will not accept at all. However, we would also like to bring a light, a ray of hope that has come towards us, is that since the Vice Chancellor has now, the absconding Vice Chancellor has now himself announced that he'll be taking on leave. So as per the rules and regulations of our university, the senior-most professor, and at presently Professor Saha, will be taking charge as the acting Vice Chancellor. And we welcome this decision. We really appreciate the efforts that has been taken from the teachers union, especially from the deans as well as the teachers, the professor who have been with us since day one. And we totally understand that without having a in charge or without having a person to look upon the university won't be able to perform, won't be able to function properly. So from the student union side, we welcome Professor Saha, who will be taking charge as the Vice Chancellor of our university. A brief information as to what is actually happening to the students protester. Right now, as you must be seeing, that most of the students leaders, most of the students who were actively engaged in this peaceful hunger strike protest, you might be seeing that most of them, they are not present. Reason being, most of them, they have been admitted to hospital, and at the same time, the president of the Nehusu, Mr. Sandy Sotun, his condition is still not stable. He is still under critical care unit, and he'll be taking some more days. But I have got a message from him to you all. He is saying that despite of all this illness, he will not back down. He'll be joining as soon as he gain health, as soon as his health becomes stable. He'll be joining us, and he also has requested you all to continue supporting us, because we understand this fight is getting longer, as the VC has now even rejected or has now even abrogated the decision of the ministry, whereby he himself has bypassed the direction that is being given by the ministry. He has taken leave by himself and not even thinking about the crisis that is happening in our university. So from the student union side, we would like to tell you all that the days that are going to come, they are going to be much harder. We would really appreciate you all, and we all know that we are a community. We have started with together as one voice, and we hope that this voice won't be shuttered away by this incompetent VC taking this kind of leaves. From our side, we will be continuing until and unless we see a clear-cut notification, a clear-cut direction from the government, whereby they will clearly state that they have removed this Vice Chancellor from our university. So thank you so much, everyone. For
maybe we are moving in the right direction. Hopefully, this should be the end of P.S. Shukla in this university. This is the beginning of the end of Professor Shukla. And this is what I really appreciate the student bodies who have really taken this pain, and we are reaching, of course, the agitation is on, like they already said, and whatever they have decided, we are with them. And I feel just a little bit happy in the sense that, finally look like we are heading towards a permanent and lasting solution, which is put somebody else in this chair, not P.S. Shukla. And that's where I think it is important that we all will have some semblance of order and somebody who respect that chair, who can only sit in the chair. And we have seen that Professor Shankar Shukla, he has basically abused this chair. He has inflicted so much of wounds on Nehu that it is it is untenable for him to ever enter Nehu campus. And that's where I think this is a very, very healthy sign. I think as Teachers Association President, I would really, I would say that, we were looking forward to a better solution in one go. But then maybe small steps towards the right direction is also a good step, provided we reach to the ultimate decision that will come, whereby we will have this man permanently out from here and a more responsible, let me re-emphasize the word, responsible man. And when we say responsible man, we mean he is responsive towards the cause of the students, he is responsive towards the cause of the teachers, he is responsive towards the causes of the non-teaching staff, and also he is responsive towards the society, this society of ours in Meghalaya where he is serving. He has dented our reputation as a state. He has made us a joke in the entire country that look, Nehu, which is such a premier institute, have got 2 consecutive vice chancellors, one worse than the other. And that's where I think it is so happy to see somebody else going to sit in the chair and try to do justice to all Nehu fraternity, more so to our student friends. Well, I like your Nehusu said, the road ahead is also still up, still hard, but I think at least we are clearing the path. And when you clear the path, I think we will have a smooth road as we keep moving on in the right direction. Our destiny is clear. We know where we are heading. We know what we want. But if you take a wrong path, if you choose the wrong track, then we are out of it. Right now, I think we are going to step on the right path, and we know, if God willing, if all of us work together, if we have the blessing of Almighty, I think with the right kind of mindset, we will be able to achieve what Nehu is meant for. And if we work hard together, and if God willing, we can all continuously start working next several years with under a able leadership who is not like Shukla, not like Srivastava, but maybe similar to Professor Saha, or maybe better than Professor Saha. And this is what we would like to see. And I'm sure, as associations, because last few days was toxic in the sense that I would like to mention because it's important. The notification on Pro VC. You notify first because what I'm saying is how they made a joke of the whole administration. It is important to remember. They had a meeting on the 11th of November, the EC meeting, where it was categorically stated by our esteemed deans, who are members of the EC, that the Pro VC or inquiry is not the agenda now. Right now, you have to address to the problem of the students. But then, in spite of the fact that they all impressed upon him, and that's how they give that statement you must have seen in the press, signed by all our internal EC members, all the 6 members, they have given in writing that how deeply they feel sad about these things that is going on and needs to be addressed so that it can be resolved in the larger interest of everyone. And I will really, really appreciate, I think, we have to thank our EC member because, people probably who are outside Nehu, who are external members, probably some of them have not realized that Executive Council is not to serve the Vice Chancellor. Execute things inside Nehu. And hence they were selected based on certain criteria. But of late we see that those external members don't seem to be doing that justice because they see somebody XYZ sitting in that chair as Vice Chancellor. Their loyalty seems to be only to the Vice Chancellor, not to the university. But our EC members that we have seen in last few days have actually been exemplary. Their functioning has been exemplary because they have resisted in spite of all sort of pressure from this obnoxious Vice Chancellor or lunatic Vice Chancellor, whatever you like to call it, Prof. Shankar Shukla. In spite of all the pressure with our associations standing by their side, I think they have been able to take the right kind of steps Because those steps are meant for students. Those steps are meant for upliftment of this university. And hence they took that stand. And when they took that stand, it actually stands out simply because they have actually shown that they are more concerned about the affairs of the student, not of the affairs of the VC, who is absconding, whom we have already declared the persona non grata. Not only that, the entire society today have actually declared him persona non grata, which means he doesn't exist or he's in exile for us, totally. And I hope we have seen the last of this P.S. Shukla in this university, because we all know, come what may, he is not entering this campus anymore. Whether they put through this way, that way, I think we are firm, and I would like to appreciate, I would like to applaud the stand that students have taken, that we don't want to see him in our campus anymore. The sooner we forget him, the better it is for our mental state. And hence, I would look forward to that. And that's only. So what I was trying to say is that they did the same thing. Instead of, on the meeting of 11th of November, again saying, how did you go out of station when you didn't take station leave? That is enough to start. And that's why what I'm trying to highlight is, he cannot do joining report online. And then he was conducting, or he was the secretary of the executive council, which never occurred because there was no quorum. And today, interestingly, he is again on leave, I'm told. Now, which means this registrar anyway and his VC, registrar and his VC and his registrar, they are almost on the same plane. Both of them are absconding. They are trying to run the university through WhatsApp, trying to convert our university into a WhatsApp university. Literally, we have heard about WhatsApp university. These two lunatics, these two jokers are actually trying to convert this university into a WhatsApp university, which we will never allow. And hence, friends, what you have to see is that not only that, the notification that he had issued, he cannot issue that notification because this notification again doesn't say that it has approval of the Executive Council, because Executive Council was not held. I know he used a statutory provision, again saying that, and only he was pressurizing whole day to these two pro VCs that were supposed to be appointed to join so that he can take leave. Look at the nature of their mindset. Whole day they were exploring that, let the PVCs join, who already declined to join in public. Right here yesterday, Kong Sumo already said, and similarly, Marak from Professor Marak from Pule said, we cannot join. In spite of that, they issued the notification today, in today's date, which doesn't have the statement which should say that it has the approval of the Executive Council. What is important to understand is, friends, these people are actually making a joke of themselves and trying to make a joke of this university. Both of them think that they can run this university remotely. I think with the entry of Professor Saha, that episode will end. It has to end for good. Otherwise we cannot sustain as a university. And hence, what will happen from here on, we will see as time passes by. We are all here, you will be here, we will be here. We will see what happens to them as time passes by. But for now, at least on a slightly happy note, we can welcome Professor Saha. Maybe we can escort him, or rather escort by the students, to the chair which will become honorable. Otherwise, it was totally dishonorable. So his chair, when you occupy that kind of chair, probably it will now look honorable. You will feel happy to say Honorable Vice Chancellor. And that's precisely what we have all gathered here. Yes, this is not a big win. We have a huge war to win. A small battle has been won this evening. And I really appreciate the student union. And thanks to my young friends.